my name is Tina, and this was my first event with Sumit. I took a Canon today. It was a 24-105mm lens, and it was a great experience. I've done a bit of photography, phone photography, and I've experimented with my other Nikon, but it all went over my head always. But today the class was so structured, and he went over things that I particularly didn't understand and explained it, and how to use my camera, though he had a different camera, so that was really cool. I got to see lots of cool things around India that I don't normally see, so that was fascinating to me. We went to the markets, and since he's a regular here, he knew a lot of people, so that made the interaction even more wonderful. So I had a fantastic time, and I can't wait for the next one. That's good?
Okay, so we are on the camera.
Oh,
it's
cool.
being recorded.
Cool.
So whenever I start my workshop, I do small bit of introduction.
Okay.
And recently, what I've done, I've started Zoom meeting just
Oh,
a day before the event.
Yeah.
So just to reduce the time here, so we can be more quick in our proceedings.
Okay.
So that's why I asked you if you can join, but you didn't join, no problem. So this is the keynotes I have. For each workshop I am following some keynotes, so I will not miss anything to cover around that genre we are going to cover, like street photography today.
Right.
And there are some pointers for knowledge check. As you said, you are not much familiar with the camera settings and all, so we will try to cover all.
Okay, perfect.
So, so in keynotes I'm covering the street photography. What is street photography? So when we say street photography, before I start, sorry, I want to have your introduction. So your name, what camera you are carrying today, what lens you are carrying, how long you are doing photography.
Okay, so my name's Tina.
Yeah.
And this is my Canon that I just recently got. So I'm very excited to use it, and you're going to teach me how to use it. I've always been interested in photography. I mean, I've been doing it for years, but I don't know the technical side of it. But I'm very drawn to it. Mobile photography or any other DSLR photography I've used, but I don't.
Have you tried to learn camera settings by watching videos and also?
Yeah, so on that other camera, the Nikon that I was saying that I had, I've experimented more with that. It's a bit more simplistic.
Yeah.
This is more complicated but has more functions.
Yeah, that's the Canon.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm carrying Nikon. So I'm Nikon.
Yeah.
So because of this only, when I started selecting the cameras and all, so I prefer Nikon. There are a couple of reasons.
Okay.
Like as you said, it's more the interface is more user friendly, so you can easily navigate through things. And the lenses, it has quality that you can use the lenses of full frame body, the professional body to your entry level device. So earlier I was
the telescopic lens of that I love. Yeah,
that's advantage. But the lens interchange comparability, that was really fascinating because we don't need to worry about, because I was a lot of doing investment in the full frame lenses while having the entry level camera. So I was having that much investment. So I know one day I will have a full frame body, and so I will not worry about. I will use the same lenses in my body. So in Canon, we have to be very peculiar, very much sure about that, what lens we have to carry and what type of camera body we will be carrying for the longer run.
I've had this a week.
Yeah, that's fine. So if someone from Canon, they start with the crop sensor, the entry level camera, they may struggle if they want to move to the full frame body, because they have to do a lot of investment from the scratch. So that's something they have to keep in mind, that they have to buy a body and they have to buy different lenses also.
For that.
So it's kind of reinvestment, all the things. So this thing you have to keep in mind. But it's for someone who is looking into forcing that they will have some professional career out of it.
I would love to.
So you should be ready for that. Okay, so in street photography, when we say street photography, by definition we say that we are covering an environment.
Okay.
We have to show the environment, that what is happening there. So if someone is seeing those photos, they should feel that engaged in that environment. So that's we can say the base theme of a street photography. So when you are able to capture such photos, where you are able to present the events, the moments, and the overall the framing, and people feel that they can sense what is going on there. So that's the street photography. In that we have to follow some composition rules. That's advantage if you are following some composition rules, so it will further enhance the visual impact. Like rule of thirds. You know rule of thirds?
You can go over it. Very basic.
Okay, so the rule of thirds, it means we are dividing our frame with the 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines.
Right.
Equally. So they are crossing each other somewhere.
Right.
So that will be intersection point. We call that focal point.
That's a good point.
Focal point.
Okay.
Focal point is like that. The most interesting element in our photo will be around those focal point.
Those 4.
Those 4 we can have focal. We can have our element around 1 or 2.
Okay.
It's not like that you have to cover all. So it's
Yeah.
not possible. If you
But
have
just
one small subject, it will be 1 or 2.
Okay.
And most preferably when we say rule of third, we have to use the vertical line, either left or right.
Okay.
We have to see that where the subject is looking.
Okay.
So if
there's more
subject
space.
is looking on the left side, we have to keep more space on the left.
Okay.
And if subject looking on the right side, we have to keep more space on the right.
Okay.
And the same rule applies if someone walking, because in street photography we are going to capture people walking.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that when people walking from right to left, so we'll have more space on the left to walk, and the same opposite to the right.
So it tells that story.
Not tell that story. There's a reason behind it.
Okay.
Human eyes, when read the photos, scientifically it says that they follow rule of third when we read the photos.
Okay.
So that's why the rule of third is the first and foremost composition for photographer to improve on. And when I'm talking about that, if someone walking from left to right, and you have to keep more space on the right, it means we are adding some breathing space, the white space, so the energy can come into the frame.
Okay.
And there is one more reason behind it, and the other reason is that which direction we should prefer, left or right. That depends. I've done some study on this, that why it is left to right in Asian countries, or where the countries they do the writing left to right.
Yeah.
In Arabic they do opposite, right to left.
Right.
So the people who is watching or who is seeing your photo, how he write, that flow, the direction, you have to follow the same when you're photography, that how the things are flowing.
Like culturally kind of.
Yeah,
okay,
the flow.
Cool.
They like to see the things from right to left in Arabic. In Asian countries like India, we like to see the things flowing from left to right. So that's a really
something is
interesting.
that's super interesting.
It's a very unique theory, and it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
I try to believe also.
Yeah, cool.
It looks logical.
Yeah.
And yes, as I said, if you are following some composition techniques like rule of thirds, there are leading lines. So if we see lines in our frame, we can follow, we can use those lines to reach our subject.
Okay.
Like this.
Right.
The stairs, or you can see that how it's flowing. If someone sitting at the edge,
yeah, like that guy,
it will flow till there.
Yeah.
So that's
the eyes.
Yeah. If we observe some line in our frame, we can use those.
Okay.
It will enhance the your
image.
overall framing. And the last is the framing.
Okay.
The framing means what you are including in your frame to cover to engage your subject more and more. Like some people do framing by covering something, half of the frame, half of the photo they will cover some object right in front, near to them, when subject is real behind.
Right.
So that's how we do the framing.
Okay.
So we have to find a frame. It can be anything which you can peek through.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have to be very creative in that sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's really creative. So the thing is that viewers should stop there while watching while reviewing your photos or seeing your photos. Try to assess the things.
Find that. Okay.
Yeah. So it means that's really you are working good.
Okay.
So if someone giving a pose on your photo.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a kind of appreciation.
Yeah.
Lens and camera settings. So you are carrying 24-105.
Yeah.
So it's a zoom lens.
Right.
A minimum at 24 and maximum at 105. So it will be really good.
Yeah.
Usually I prefer the similar lens I have from the Nikon.
Okay.
24-120. So at 24,
it's a good range.
24 it's giving me the liberty to cover wider frame.
Yeah.
And 120 is giving me good clear crystal bokeh.
Portrait.
For portrait.
Oh, yeah.
For portrait.
Yeah.
Sure. So I can easily navigate. So what kind of frame I want to create.
So my Nikon had 2 in extremes. So this middle range I didn't have on it. So That's why I didn't bring it to changing and or
Yes,
just sticking
that's
to
not
one.
too
So
bad.
this was like a nice medium range. I stuck
it's
with
perfect.
it.
It's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. And so for the camera settings, usually street photography follow aperture priority with the auto ISO.
You'll have to show me some of
So
these.
aperture priority means you are controlling the aperture setting, f number on your
Right.
camera, and camera will take care of the shutter speed.
Right.
But your priority can be shutter speed at times. When you want to freeze something, you want to show something in blur motion, so whatever things, you are controlling the shutter speed, so your priority is shutter speed. So when you are in shutter priority, you have a AV and TV. AV is aperture priority, TV is shutter priority.
Okay.
So when we are in TV, that's shutter priority. It means we are controlling the shutter speed. Camera will take care of the aperture. It will take the aperture up and down to compensate the exposure, to make that exposure look balanced. So when we are in these semi modes, we call these as a semi modes. M mode is the manual mode.
Right.
So in semi modes, you will have good exposure always.
Right.
So exposure will come, but you have to keep check
blur,
that what camera settings you are getting. So if you are in aperture priority, sometimes you miss a shot on shutter speed, so you have to keep check on that, that what shutter speed you are getting. So minimum shutter speed for street photography, I recommend 1/250. 1/250 is a journal shutter speed where it can freeze the slow motion or slow moving things. It can, like if people walking, like people
like
walking,
their feet sometimes come blur or something, or the
so in
dress.
1/250 it will come freeze.
Oh, cool.
It'll not blur. In 1/250. So we can go higher also. But 1/250 is something that is minimum. So if you want to cover slow motion, and the rest is how comfortable you are with the manual mode.
Not very.
Not very.
Yeah, I would love
so
to, but even this is like
So what you can do,
especially ISO, that makes it difficult.
ISO we will be keeping it on auto.
Yes. Thank God.
So auto will help you definitely. So in Nikon I have my auto ISO settings where I can define that what the maximum ISO it can reach. In Canon I believe it's not. I've checked with multiple Canon users, they don't have that facility to restrict the ISO to that much limit in auto. In auto,
in my
it will be
Nikon I can
complete
put it on
auto.
800 or I can put it like that.
For me, I've set it on 1600.
So
on 1600, it'll make sure that it will not go beyond that, and I may get underexposed.
That's okay.
But I will not have too much noise or grainy effect in that photo. That's other story. If we have too much grainy effect, we can convert to black and white.
Oh, and that gives a nice texture.
Texture and
I always say a bad photo can be turned into black and white and made really good.
Not bad photo.
But you know, some that are not like...
which you not like it in color. In color, you'll have grainy effect. It may not look good sometimes.
But black and white looks good.
In black and white, it will always. So camera settings, I should advise you to set the ISO to auto. We'll do it later. And then we'll start with the aperture priority first. Then observe how the shutter speed behaving. If you think it's going out of control, then we can switch to manual, not shutter priority. In manual, I'll keep tell you that what aperture and shutter speed we should be following. So I'll keep guide you on that. That's how we can control. For street photography, there is a concept called zone focusing. So when we say zone focusing, it means we are defining a zone of our frame, that how our frame will be for the depth of field. So when we say aperture, it's all about depth of field. So in zone, we have we can say theory for that we should follow f9 aperture, and f9 aperture on 35 mm will give you around 16 feet of depth of field. So it's too broad. So we can cover a lot of things in our frame, but it will shallow. It will shallow as you go with the bigger lenses,
so you're
as you
using
lower the aperture.
Zoning to describe?
Zoning, so it means when we do street photography, we go out and just we have to predetermine that we'll have a photo from our subject around 6 feet or 9 feet. That's that much distance we will have. So because on 35 mm f9, if you are at 9 feet, it will give you 16 feet of depth of field.
And that's sometimes
So-
too much, right?
Too much. So
Yeah.
it depends on different lenses.
Yeah,
will
okay.
have a different. So
Yeah.
there are depth of field calculator
Oh,
applications you
wow.
can download.
I had no idea.
So in the depth of field calculator application, you can feed in the camera settings like what aperture you are using, what focal length of the lens you have, focal length 24-105.
Right.
So these are focal length. And what is the distance between the camera and the subject. These things you have to put on, and it will help you to calculate.
Okay.
Let me show you the application what I have. So this pills, it's a paid application.
Cool.
So where we have a depth of field calculator. So 50 mm f11, 5 feet my subject is, and it will give me depth of field of 2 feet. So if I'll just lower it to,
So when the phone, like for example, the phone goes on portrait mode, what is,
Yeah.
how much zoning is that? That's like 0.
it's a complete wide. When we
Yeah.
talk about mobile photography, it's
Yeah.
complete wide. Everything will look in focus.
Yeah.
Everything. You will
Yeah.
not feel that bokeh effect. So they have a portrait mode.
Oh, right.
In latest phone, they have
Yeah,
portrait mode, so you
yeah.
can mimic that DSLR effect.
Right. Yeah.
In some devices it's cool, some device it's really
too
average.
much, yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Looks too fake. So with the F5, it's further reduced the depth of field 11 inch. So it will keep change at which aperture you are.
Okay.
So let me just show you that 35 mm.
Like what would I have?
Yeah, you have 24.
Yeah.
So it's really good. So
Yeah, because if you keep zooming, it will change, right?
35 mm f9, 9 feet our subject away. Depth of field will be 16 feet 7 inches.
Whoa.
So,
A lot.
so street photographers, they do a lot of street photography.
Right.
They prefer 35 mm. It's more recommend. They like to go with that because they will not miss a shot.
Right.
So it's increase the probability that your subject
And
will
then
be
you
in
can
focus.
crop it however you want.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. And it's allow you to cover the complete frame also.
Yeah.
You can do the same with the 24 mm.
Okay.
So it's also having very
It
good.
works.
So when we go to wider, we can say lenses like 24 mm, it will further increase the depth of field.
Yeah.
So depth of field defined by your aperture, your the focal length, your distance between the distance between the
That
camera and
one,
the,
yeah.
these three aspects define the depth of field.
Wow.
Okay, so let's talk about the ISO. We
Okay.
have discussed that we will use the auto ISO,
Right.
but there may be a time when you have to depend on the manual ISO, where you don't want to go with the auto ISO. Auto ISO, what it will do, if something coming little bright, it may look over bright.
Right.
So you may lose the details from the things.
If you want it.
So sometimes we have to control it. So there are some guidelines for ISO, like if in a sunlight, daylight condition, we can have a ISO up to 400.
Yeah.
It will help us to capture some details from the shadow. Again, it will have some details from the it will not show completely black shadow.
Okay.
ISO 800 on sunny days, and again we are raising ISO to enhance the shadows again,
Yeah.
the details in the shadows. And ISO 1600 in overcast days when there is no sun. We have to depend on the ISO to get the better color quality. In overcast days, camera will struggle to get the color quality.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they may struggle,
That
and
will
you will
help.
see the colors are getting dull.
Yeah.
So that
So
we have
this
to.
will help that.
This will help that.
Okay.
If you are raising the ISO, it will enhance that.
Okay.
And ISO 3200, 6400, it's from around sunrise, sunset. So something really dark conditions.
Dark. Okay.
So that time we can depend on this high ISO. Street photography tips. Respect and smile. So we have to just we have to understand that we are dealing with strangers.
Yeah.
So some strangers will cooperate, some will not.
Right.
So we don't need to demoralize or demotivate ourselves. So
Yeah.
it's quite normal.
Yeah.
People sometimes they don't like
Yeah.
to get a photo.
Yeah.
But you will find many people who will like.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a beautiful,
Yeah, that is cool.
thing in street photography, that you will find a lot of people, they are supporting you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's how it works. And even in workshop, in the second half of the workshop, I give an assignment that you have to ask people to give you a pose, strangers. So you have to find 5 people
Oh my
who will
God.
say no.
What? Okay.
Who should say no.
Okay.
So that's the assignment.
Okay.
So let's see how you will feel.
Not yes, but no.
Yes, only no. You have to find no. find good background, let the action come. So street photography, most of the time, if you do studies about street photography, they'll talk about the backgrounds, how we have to take care of about the background. We have to find a background with good symmetrical scenes. So nothing too much with the distractions. So whatever the things in the background, they should we can say relate with the subject. If it's you are achieving that, it means you are doing really good quality work. So we have to take care about the background. Even in any kind of photography, when we take, so we have to highly depend on the background. Irrespective how beautiful the subject is, if the background is not good, you may not feel good about the photo. Walk slow and observe the surroundings. So we have to walk really slow on the street. We'll just do gentle walking and feel that what things are happening around us. If something really looking interesting, some moment you want to capture, we can hold and we can take a photo. So, and acting pretend like you are not photographing your subject. So you have to be as, we can say, the normal as possible. Don't be overcautious that you are having a camera and you are doing photography, nothing like that. So people are very okay with that you are taking photos. So don't feel bad, and it's legally right. We are on the street, we can take a photo from street, anything. And their remaining thing starts with your personal preference, your ethics and all that, what photo you are taking. It's all personal. But nothing restricted. When you are on the street, you can take a photo. So someone on the balcony, you can take a photo of that person. So that's again illegal.
Illegal?
Legal.
Legal,
Yeah, it's totally allowed. Because you are on the street, standing on the street, you can take a photo of someone sitting on their window or something like that.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Yeah. So what if someone stop and ask you?
I'm with him.
So that's good, because I'm with you. You can tell them and you're with me. So I will also tell them. But when you are coming with your friend or sometime alone, if you are coming, then we have to be very ready with your answer. That just tell them you are doing for your personal project. So it's personal project. Most of them they will accept it. And they may help you. Street portraits. Ask or capture candid moments. So that's the thing. So we can ask people to give a pose, or we can take a candid photos from the far. We can use our zoom lens and take advantage of it.
Let's try both.
So I didn't give my introduction.
Yes.
My name is Sumit Dhuper, and I'm doing all these photography workshops from Feb 2019.
Wow.
So in Feb 2019, I started just in an effort. So I'll have a different, we can say, photographer background people. They will come with different experience. They have their own knowledge in their specific photography. So they can share, they can gel together. They'll have a good company. So that was whole motto, to start with this and just to interact with more and more people. Develop my second nature, because personally I was very shy, or I am very shy.
I would never be able to tell. He's not being honest. He's telling a lie. He's so friendly.
So that's how I developed my nature with all these workshops. I enjoyed talking to strangers now, so it helps me. It will feel me that I'm totally different person. And even in street photography, we say that you have to develop your second nature for street photography. So all street photographers have their two natures. One with the camera on street, one inside home. So there'll be two different persons. So that's how the background of street photographers. So you have to develop your skills, how we can talk with the strangers. So,
I'm learning a lot.
And feel positive about it. So when you're coming with the camera, feel positive about it, that you're in the good mood. When you're in the really high mood of the day, you can plan for the photography for any kind. So, because when we have a good positive mind, so we're seeing the things differently. When we are in low mood, we generally avoid even something happening really good, we don't never enjoy it. So
Cool.
That's how we see the photography.
Cool.
Any question?
No, I'm excited. I'll have lots of questions while I use this, but I'm excited.
We will do. So we'll start.
Thank you.
It will give you the base idea, and the work we have to do. We have to understand how camera settings behaves. That part come into picture. That really does. So it's like a doors, multiple doors for the light. So one door is shutter. The other door is aperture. and the last back door is ISO. So one door we have
right?
one door we have closed little bit.
Yeah.
Then other door we have to open little bit to allow the light.
Yeah.
So other door is aperture.
Yeah.
So when you are raising the shutter speed, you have to lower the aperture.
Okay.
When you are raising the aperture, you have to lower the shutter speed.
You know, you should
That's a really good.
You should make these into reels. What you're saying, little stories that you're having, will be really good for social media. We can discuss that. No, we can discuss
Actually, in my website, I have a section called Ask a Question. So if you ask a question, I'll make a video on that. So, by presenting that I got a question from you, give you a brief introduction of yourself, and then I'll have a short video on that. So that's the kind of things I'm doing in the back end.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you can focus it with the back button. Yeah.
And
With the back button, hold it. Yeah, you got it. Actually, I'm following the same. I have back button focusing.
Oh, cool. We'll match. Oh, cool! But how do you get this, like, see, okay, he's looking at me, but it doesn't
Do the full zoom. For the portrait, always on the full.
zoom.
Get close. Take a shot. Take a shot. Take a wider frame. Wider.
Wider?
Right. There is a reason behind it. And get close as possible. Just to you have to fill the frame.
It's moving.
You can ask him, no problem. He will stop. Just get the similar kind of shot.
Yeah, just to get an example of how
Yes.
to do it. So full on usually
Portraits, always.
Okay.
And the reason behind, depth of field. We are controlling depth of field by focal length, by aperture, by distance. So you have to do everything in extreme.
To focus in on him so the story goes.
Yeah, just go get clear. Get clear.
Wait, it's not focusing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just show me.
I think I cut his hair a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good?
fine. That's fine.
It's
That's
fine?
fine. We can cut the hair a little bit, but we should
No,
not cut the
Now I don't
forehead.
know why this came like this and this. I don't know. Like, you see the color, like dark, light. Why? It
It's the
does that?
exposure. We have a
Automatically.
auto exposure settings.
Thank
So,
you.
so we have auto exposure in camera by control. We can say that natural. It's a shutter button. In Nikon, it's like this. The shutter button take care of the auto exposure, and I believe it's the same in Canon too. So when you press the shutter button halfway, it will calculate the exposure.
Oh, yeah. I see the numbers jumping.
Yeah.
And even though this screen is there, I don't prefer it because I'm looking here, but then the subject is a little off.
So for the same reason, I ask people to take at least 3 shots of the same photo.
To get the...
So to get the best one. So, and when we are capturing our subject, try to find something which will be in odd numbers.
So I was
there is
thinking, if I bend lower, these two guys to match those two guys, like somehow, something
it
like
could
that.
Be, yes, it could be very creative.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Just see, try to capture.
My lens is not that. But that one guy moved. It was like 2 and yeah, I can't zoom anymore.
Okay.
But I tried going little behind and then little in front just to see what.
The previous one looks better.
This one?
Yeah, this one looks better.
Where he's more on that line, right? This is face, I don't think.
The close-up, the more we get close to our subject, it will
So
look
this lens would be ideal in.
not ideal.
Really?
No. I prefer to work with this kind of lens.
But how are you getting that cinematic effect?
Because I'm working with a low f number, the 2.8.
Oh, so wait, what do I do?
No,
Okay,
no, it's not allowed in your lens. It's a
Oh,
limitation.
Yeah.
To get similar effect, what you can do, you have to be on full zoom. Then you have to adjust your distance.
Got it. Understood.
On the full zoom, you can get similar effect. Yeah.
what the camera can do, I'll make it up in person, like physically, not
Physically.
even manually.
Yes, physically. When there's a limitation, we have to just work on that limitation and see that how we can overcome that.
Yeah, okay.
I think this is.
What were you looking to get? Oh, I like it with this little in there.
Yeah.
So I only thought I like the orange and
Then,
orange.
and then this one I was talking. I missed to explain you that why should have a wider frame.
Yeah.
The wider frame is that we always see the things in a wider. That's we like most. If you see that the movies created in a wider
so
frame.
busy.
Understood. But we have to develop our eyes to see the things in wider way.
Okay, done.
We have to develop our eyes.
Done.
So
That's right.
the other, we can say the professional reason behind it, that the agencies want all those photos in wider frame, not in portrait.
Okay.
They will portrait, they will crop it by themselves if required.
However they want.
Yes.
Okay.
So they'll always ask you to give images in wider frame.
Okay.
I've seen this in my personal when I got a first contact, so kind of. And this lady is looking on the left, so I kept more space on the left. And rule of odd I tried to follow. Rule of odds I tried to follow.
Yeah, I see
Lady.
1, 2, 3.
See?
Oh.
And in there is a compositions we have where we say triangles kind of. That
Okay.
if we connect all these things, it will create a triangle.
So it's soothing. Yeah.
So that's triangle. If we are able to create all this, it will further improve, enhance the composition.
Yeah, I see the difference now. I'm glad I can see this, like this versus. I was just seeing orange,
Yeah,
orange,
understood.
orange, and just it looked.
Yeah. Just here, just show me the wider one.
No, wider one. People
No.
started coming in.
Yeah. We have to wait.
Yeah.
And we have to come right in front. Just see the thing. Instead of going through angles, just come right in front. And you will have the lot of, because the feel will be different.
Oh yeah. How comes?
That's how we develop point of view. Yeah, you got
okay,
that.
like I know the framing is not correct, but
See the previous
oh my
photos.
god, how?
It's
That's like magic.
yeah, it's magic.
But you know, would you say, like if you analyze it, that this shouldn't have come like, you know, on his leg, or I should have placed him a little, like how he's placed behind the pillar, that's okay.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. It's not important for us that far because our subject is this lady.
Yeah.
They are the elements around it.
Elements, okay.
Around it. You will go. I got your both photos.
So, why I look, suddenly she peeked, and she's still peeking in the photo.
Yeah. Oh my god, I missed it.
So when you were looking at me, I looked at you.
You should tell me. You should have told me. You should have told. Yeah. Just give me a hint. Just look at them. These are the magical shots actually.
I don't know if it came good. I don't know.
But you should have a little angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also really
Is
cool.
it?
What you can do,
There's
crop
two.
it and make
There's
it wider.
another one where she then put her
Okay,
head
yeah,
little.
just the way you are
I'll send
showing.
you.
Yeah. But you have to crop it. You have to learn.
Yeah.
Just apply rule of third. Keep that lady head
In the middle.
around all the rule of third focal point on the right, on the left side.
So where would I, for example?
Yeah. Just zoom it. Zoom it.
Oh.
Something like this.
Yeah.
Not
And I,
an-
I love the that she's out of that purple one.
Yeah, that. This
We're
is
gonna be in Nat Geo.
This is kind of professional street photography what you have done. I would have loved these to capture these people if there was one more guy.
Put
But,
Patanjali in there.
That's what I noticed. So at least we have three.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I got.
Huh.
I know it's 4, but 2 are on the phone. Something.
When we have too much,
Yeah.
we can say that
yeah.
less is more is the motto.
is cool.
Less is more. So in photography we say less is more. It means we have to have minimal things in our frame to read out. When we have too many things, it's distraction.
Unless it's a pattern or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
patterns. Patterns it's not distraction. That's yeah. It could have been a really cool shot. I have a photo in one of my very old workshop where one guy was reading newspaper and the board was Sunday closed. The same shop.
Oh, that's cool.
In my previous workshop, you can find it. Even in my street photography gallery, which I shared the link yesterday.
So you don't get bored of walking the same Mandai?
No,
It's different every time.
So it's a really highly recommend if you are going to a place, and if you go to that place, same place again the second time, people start recognize you. They'll get more comfortable. You start feel more enjoying working with those people, and the major advantage is they'll introduce you to other people.
Cool.
So you'll have real life models.
Okay, cool. Oh, look at this. Something. Oh, nice. I don't know.
Yeah, the last time also I got the same fellow.
I don't know what I took. It was just middle of the road.
Yeah, I also missed it because I am having 100 mm, so I could not make it wider. You can make it wider. These shots we can improvise. What we can do, we have to switch to manual.
See, it just became.
Yeah, I'll give the same. Just keep the same framing. Everything is same. What you have to do, just switch to manual.
Okay, I'm gonna
You are
look
in.
at it
No,
visually.
just listen
Oh,
me.
okay.
Switch. You are in manual mode.
No.
Switch to manual mode. Make the shutter speed to 1/20.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, 1/20. Yeah, we will try with 1/20.
Okay.
Change the ISO to 100 from auto.
How did I do ISO?
ISO button. You have to press. Change. Just dial it. Yeah, 100, the lowest.
And then
And
aperture.
just keep your hand.
Aperture on.
No, aperture on f16. Okay. Let the traffic come then. And just keep your hand as stable as possible.
Okay.
And we have to just hold the hand. This is the position for photographers. We have to keep your elbow, left elbow, tucked into your body. Just make it stable.
Okay.
Keep your camera as stable as possible. Hold the focus button, let the traffic come and press the shutter button.
Okay. From this angle traffic, right? Ahead of us.
Yeah. Let them come. Wait.
Okay.
We have time.
Let's see what came. Oh, it's very dark, but
Yeah.
the drag is there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So to make it brighter, we have to raise ISO.
ISO, right? That's what I was thinking.
Okay, now we can try.
Like a waterfall or something would be amazing with.
Yeah, that's have it their own settings for waterfall. That's a 1/10, 1/8,
Our next trip.
1/8, 1/10.
That might be cool in the drag. Might. Nikita was serious though. Only thing he's kind of serious guy.
Yes. So the next point is when lighting is good, everything is good. You have to find someone with the good facial expressions.
Yeah. Is this setting coming okay?
Yes,
Or two?
perfect.
Okay.
In photography, we also have a genre called editorial shots. So in editorial, we cover the body parts like hands, legs. We want to show something what person is doing.
Right.
So we call
Like
that
this guy
editorial.
with the coconut?
Yes.
Okay.
But we have to follow the right angle. Usually I ask people to take photo where coming from the front, little angle to have this side rail as a leading line
Okay.
and then make a frame. I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll see what you're saying. I'll hop on the side. See if I do it. Mine's coming too bright. Oh my god, look at the knife.
Because I'm in manual ISO on ISO 400.
So let me go back to manual in here.
Yeah, the ISO also. The angle shot.
So you're saying the leading line thingy you were saying?
This railing is the
Oh,
leading.
use it as. I like the white.
Yes.
That popped.
Nice. The little bit dark exposure, you
right?
can correct it in editing. So you're
I
shooting,
prefer dark
you're
than
shooting
bright.
in RAW only.
I don't know.
The file format.
This is. I've just opened this. I'm using it for the first time.
Okay, so we needed to see that what are the file settings.
Okay. So don't put it in RAW.
Put it in
Put
RAW
it in
only.
RAW. Okay.
In RAW, we can control the highlight and shadows. In JPEG, it's everything logged.
Oh,
You
got
cannot
it.
control.
Got it.
This is the kind of leading line.
Oh, you want to get
When you
him
cover
as
it,
well. Oh, I
when-
thought I was still
yeah.
zooming on. Then I have to zoom out if I want to get him. Let's see. I like the light that's above him, but I'm not able to get it as sharp. I changed my ISO.
But light coming really good.
I changed my source. I was just doing the focus thing.
Yeah, this is really coming nice.
So I had to go back to get it. Yeah. Oh, I have to change all my settings here.
Yeah, for me to lower the ISO to 200.
Yeah. Oh, that low you feel?
Yes.
Oh, I did it again. I got my habit is to go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
change your habit. Here, actually, what I like in this part, there are a lot of artificial lighting,
Okay.
and we can use it as a spotlight.
Okay.
So we have to just control the camera settings in a way. Only these light effects will come. So it feels like you are in studio.
Oh. Through manual, you're saying only.
Yes, but you have to control in a way. I'll show you example. ये रहा, बढ़िया है ना? भेज दूँगा।
That's cool. And he didn't want to look up during the photo.
Yes. So you will feel more controlled actually.
With
When-
seeing the metering thing?
With the viewfinder and seeing the light meter.
Yeah.
You will feel more control.
Yeah.
You don't need to every time check.
Yeah, everything's like overshot,
Yes,
like
yes.
overexposed.
Yes.
Sorry. I didn't go. I was trying to get the...
I have to zoom it. Actually, my whole shoot is like this. You have to crop it. Every time we don't have liberty to get close to our subject, so we can crop it later. But we got
It's a
that.
guy, yeah.
But I was looking for this shot, I got it.
Yeah, nice. With
There's
her
that
hand.
light on the face. It's the magic only. All these shots you have to get very low.
Huh?
All these shots you have to get.
Eye level,
very
right?
eye
Yeah,
level.
Even I felt so.
My God, so fast.
Mine all came. I got many when he was throwing, but it's all blur. Oh, I like how dark you've made it. How do I get that to be sharp?
500 shutter speed.
Oh.
Simple solution. You were very low.
See, like, look at that.
Yeah,
It's
all
cool,
good.
but-
It's cool. It's a really cool effect.
Okay, let's try again.
But he changed the angle actually.
So shutter speed needs to be, but then it
500.
goes super dark then.
ISO you have to raise. So all things, doors we have learned.
I forgot, conveniently forgot. So now take it off that 500, right?
Again, whenever
Yeah.
we are taking photo, just
Speed.
see the light meter.
So light meter was looking good, but the blur was coming.
Yeah, light meter will look good because you are on lower shutter speed. You have to raise shutter speed. If light meter is still not good, then you have to raise ISO.
That's cool, but now I don't know how to reset my settings. Let's see. Should I go
settings?
auto? No.
You can be on ISO with and just keep play with the ISO.
Yeah.
Here we can see that spotlight effect easily
Oh, yeah.
because the light is a lot brighter here.
where, right where they are, right?
Let's see the frame.
Oh wow! So let me change ISO while they're just standing there.
I'm on ISO 400. It's working for me on 50 mm. So you may have to raise little bit more ISO. In light meter, it will show that it will come darker. Because light meter only read the dark elements and bright elements. It will not give you the correct reading.
Something like
always.
that.
Ah, you got it?
Something, yeah.
It's not something, it's exact.
It's exact, okay.
It's exact. Nice.
I don't know if she's not so clear, but it's okay.
It all depends on where they are looking.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Exact
It's like
right
movement.
Movement. Other side we can try.
Hmm. I'm just taking them to show them specifically.
This structure actually I show to people
Pretty.
so they can practice for minimal art photography. So here in minimal art photography we usually capture something where we have quite plain background with minimal things in that, or we have only just one subject there in the whole frame and we have to place it well.
Okay.
So minimal photography we do just to improve our composition technique. So it helps.
Let's just try one for trying sake. Hey,
Hey.
oh, tattoo!
Sorry.
I'm too far, I have to go closer. Okay. Ui. हाँ.
अभी थोड़ा क्लोजअप लेंगे टैटू.
मला टॅटू काढायची खूप आवड होती पण नाही झालं. मग नंतर सगळे 4 वर्ष झाले. अरे कधलं भारी आले फोटो पाठवून द्या असं त्याला एडिट करू नका.
ठीक आहे.
तुम्ही लई मिक्स करता ते.
I'm not able to get the settings. How do I get mine to be more,
Ah, that's nice. Good, really nice expression also.
but see, not clear, not that, right, that bokeh effect.
To get bokeh effect, you have to be on 105 and get really close.
But then I lose out some of her, no? Or as possible.
As possible. That's a limitation actually.
जावयाची काही क्रेज नाहीये.
Let's try it with
Wider,
this.
wider, wider.
Okay, let's see where she is. See, but then I have to go back.
Yeah. Background is too bright actually.
So
From
what I try to do,
Other side we can try.
I try to just use this water
yeah.
here, something
that's,
like
that's
that.
Fine, that's fine. But the background is taking all
Yes,
attention.
I
So we
agree.
can try from another angle. Come.
You want to leave your bags there?
It's hanging.
Okay.
So I think it's a more better way to do it.
Yeah. Because isn't the sky maybe light is good? Oh, cool. Can we try that? Use this in the foreground thing you were saying? Oh. You already did. So what for that I have to do full zoom
Full zoom.
and I have to go back.
Yes.
But mine is not giving bokeh. I know it's not a good frame, but I was just trying to get blur and
The blur in the back end you are getting.
oh, I want it in
But
foreground.
you are in 7.1. You have to take in account that 7.1 is also quite big aperture.
Got it. Okay, understood. So I'll put shutter now then. I'm gonna again experiment with manual. Cool.
From front.
Yeah, and nice expression also.
Yes, yes. And this guy always waits me.
You have your spots.
Hello. कैसे हो? बढ़िया? Yeah.
It's a bit dark, isn't it?
It's fine. You can. It's better. It's better.
This is better.
Actually, sometimes what happens if we are reviewing images on the camera screen,
Oh, you're right.
you may not get the correct.
right. What it looks
we can
like.
say that how it will look like on computer.
Okay.
Some photos look good on camera, not on computer.
Yeah.
And some will be otherwise.
Other way around.
Yeah.
Let's see. So cool. And I like the elements in the background.
I like the merge
Yeah.
of lights.
Yeah.
How it transit from artificial to natural.
Yeah, and you can't tell.
Thank you. Welcome.
But the light is reflecting the white in her sunglasses. I mean, in her
Yes.
glasses.
I think it,
एक मिनट वापस करो भाई मतलब ऐसा जैसे कि आप एक ने
इस पे उछाल के डालते हो ना यहाँ पर, वो ऐसे वगैरह 2-4 डालो एक साथ. I got a shot.
okay oh so cool, even I got something. I got these.
Almost same. But the angle, as I said,
got-
these photos. This is also good. yes.
Yeah,
So these photos look good when in angle.
so meaning she has to be and this is just
So
dropping and
I
she's
focused on there.
meaning
So
on
this is a
the
trick.
meaning
Trick
focus
meaning
on
she's throwing here now. So I focused on this.
okay. You can
What I'll do now in the editing, what I'll do, this pose is quite similar. So
you'll make
this one.
yeah.
So I'll merge all these photos and different
Oh.
places you will see.
That's cool. How do you do that in Photoshop
In
or whatever?
Photoshop, yes.
Okay, she wants to see her photo, so I will just show her. But I don't know how to set up the shutter for that.
Shutter speed should be higher, somewhere 1200.
But the light is a little.
ISO we have to raise.
Mine's on like 12,000 ISO.
First we'll take a test shot just to see how the light is coming.
Is it coming?
My God,
But I have to. My
she's
zoom.
not throwing that much. Huh?
That lady was. And I have this big steel thing blocking me in the front.
Which one?
The steel bowl. Her steel bowl.
You can try from here.
My zoom is too.
Just make it wider. Adjust the frame. Make frame something like this. I got this.
Oh, very cool. I got that, but from the side. Same shot, but from same thing, but from the side.
Yes.
But I like. See, I don't like how bright this looks.
This is really perfect.
No.
The side angle looks always good. Actually, I was
Side,
also preferring the side.
but I
angle.
don't like how bright. You know, like your light is.
Not that bright.
You don't think so?
No.
All came some
You
earlier.
can lower the exposure in editing. That you can work. But that's looking good.
I took many were coming when it was up.
Lower getting the lower exposure on editing is good rather than getting get overexposed in the
Okay.
editing. So
Okay.
getting balanced exposure or
Let's see if I can.
that's the target actually we look
You want to
for
come from the
around it.
side? She's about to do it again. This came cool, but then too dark. So I'm playing with the settings in the moment. In the moment, I'm just playing with it.
The thing is, she's not doing that high.
Yeah, see, my ISO's at 12,000, which is like crazy.
So you have to lower the ISO.
Then it's completely.
Lower the ISO. So you will have less brighter photo with a better quality. आज उधर से खींचता, उधर से.
The light is on this side,
Yes,
right?
yes.
कुठून आले का तुम्ही? कुठून आले?
पूरा घूम के आ गया मैं. आप थे नहीं उस टाइम यहाँ पे.
Sorry. Sorry.
अभी इधर देखना. ठीक. अच्छा.
Let me take hers. वो फ्लावर भी आया पीछे.